Howdy, welcome to Hillbilly Habitat Podcast. I'm Vee Dub.
I'm Andy Doug.
And we just want to welcome you today to today's episode. And yes, we are sitting at a kitchen table. You may hear things in the background. You may see our dogs coming around the table. Well, you know, we're hillbillies, and that's just what happens. So
it is what it is.
It is what it is. So we want to welcome y'all. And I know we're country. Don't adjust your headphones or your earbuds. We are country. So just wanted to let you know.
So today's topic, very hot topic, the two tragedies that may or may not be linked, they're still investigating currently, of the New Orleans attack that was linked to terrorism, and the Las Vegas Tesla Cybertruck blowing up, which is, as of now, not linked to terrorism.
Yeah, we just want to, I guess, mull this over and talk about it because there's just so many similarities. But on the other hand, we have government officials telling us that now there's not three guys and a girl that were involved with the guy in New Orleans. And, well, we just kind of want to talk about this. And, you know, everything is, you know, some things are fact checked, some things are our opinion. So we don't want y'all to get caught up on the whole thing as we're sitting here talking that everything is for sure the truth. We're just throwing back ideas back and forth and what ifs. That's what our conspiracy theories are just theories. Maybe this happened, maybe that happened, maybe this person did this or didn't do that. So we just want to put that disclaimer out there and let you know as we're talking over these things, not everything is going to be the truth. It may be my opinion or Andy Doug's opinion.
Yeah, it's just to get you thinking, get the gears turning, and make you look at what the media is putting out and kind of look at it on a deeper level. And
so, what were some of the similarities?
So similarities that they both served in the U.S. Army. One was active duty, the one in Las Vegas with the Cybertruck explosion. He was active duty. New Orleans, he was not active duty at the time of his attack. Both used electric vehicles, electric trucks for that matter, but one being a Tesla Cybertruck and then one being a Ford Lightning. So, and they both used the Turo app to cover their rental.
So going back to the military part of it, so the U.S. has trained these two individuals to kill or potentially kill our own citizens. Now, that's not what the military set out to do. The military had set out to, you know, you go through you go through your basic training, your A school and your specialty and all that. I think one was an IT/human resources specialist. I believe that was the guy in New Orleans guy.
Din Jabbar.
Right. And if we keep saying the New Orleans guy and the Las Vegas guy, I'm a firm believer that I don't want to make these people any more famous or infamous than they are. So they're both dead, and I want, you know, their names to be dead because our victims are what's important here, and their families as they heal, and those that have lost their lives gave the ultimate sacrifice. So I don't want to give any more publicity, thank you, to these monsters that committed these heinous acts. But with that being said, so the guy in New Orleans was not active in the military, but the guy in Vegas was on active duty, was a current member of the military. So going back, although we didn't train them to be going against our own folks here in the United States, that's ultimately what happened. So you had the other guy in Vegas that was a Green Beret, from what we have learned just through open sources and things. So you've got one guy that sits behind a desk in HR or IT, and not saying that those folks don't work, but it's just an extreme. It's one extreme to the other. It's mind IT, HR. It's kind of your brain, real smart, churning, working out problems, putting out fires. Then you've got the Green Beret, which is more physical, firepower, explosives, a lot of training, a lot of hell weeks and different stuff that he's had to go through in the training. So there's different things here. And I guess it's just really weird on how different the polar opposites these two were if they weren't connected.
Yeah, circling back to the brain power for like IT specialists and stuff, his especially was premeditated because what we've found so far has been, even back in October, he scoped out the area and was trying to figure out a course of attack, and then also planting numerous explosives around the surrounding area. So he definitely had his brain behind everything and was really trying to think things through and see how he could.
Right. And going on back to those explosives being planted around New Orleans French Quarter there, in the beginning they had said there were 3 males and even a female that they were looking for that was in cahoots with this guy, and they were warning the public to watch out for these. But evidently, through some fact checking and stuff, they have ruled that was the guy. That was the guy that committed the heinous act in New Orleans, planting pipe bombs around the French Quarter in coolers, or may have had a cooler that they were in or something like that. So they have deemed that was the guy that died driving his truck down Bourbon Street.
Yeah, if they changed it from there was a group that coordinated together for these attacks to now it's he coordinated alone, and
right. So
there's been
in the conspiracy theory, were there 3 guys and another girl, or are they not telling us? Are they still investigating and they don't want the public to panic? Or did this guy have different clothes on every time that he was on a camera? Were these different days that he was going down through here? Because he had rode the bicycle and captured it on what kind of camera was it?
Like glasses that had a camera.
That had cameras on it. Yeah,
it didn't look conspicuous.
Right. So maybe he changed clothes between these if it was the same day. Maybe it was different days, and he had, of course, different clothes on each day.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. And what about that senator? I believe it was Senator Kennedy. He got on TV and was talking about, I'm going to make sure that the federal officials tell us exactly what happened and how this was, and I'll. I think his exact words was like he would dig up fresh hell if they didn't tell, exactly what happened and who was involved. So you have a Louisiana senator that does not have faith in his own government he works with and for. He's having to basically get on national television and threaten the U.S. government that if they don't tell us the truth, per se, that he's going to raise fresh hell.
Yeah.
And basically, I took that as heads were going to roll, or he was going to raise, fiery cane or something to get the truth known from the federal government. And from the way he said it, they better tell us. They better tell you. So, I mean, he doesn't have a lot of faith in the government, as the federal government, as of right now, about them telling the people, especially the victims' families and things, the truth.
Yeah, and there's power in the people and power in numbers. So him putting a spotlight on that is kind of bringing more awareness to that, and they're going to be more apt to probably release things.
And with him saying that, he's already said, "Hey, we're watching you with a microscope. We're watching you. Make sure that you tell us what we're supposed to know in a timely manner."
Yeah.
But go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're good. Some other similarities, along with them both being in the U.S. Army and serving our country, they both served at Fort Liberty, which was formerly known as Fort Bragg. They were both there. Now, it's not confirmed that they were there at the same time. What we're being told is that it wasn't at the same time. However, they both deployed to Afghanistan in 2009.
At the same time, right?
Yeah, but there's no definitive link if they were deployed together or if they were in the same base camp over there, or but they were both deployed in Afghanistan.
Fort Liberty, aka Fort Bragg, is a big place, is it not?
Yeah, houses more than 50,000 service members.
Wow,
that is
a lot of people.
So I mean, even if they were at the base at the same time, there is a probability that they didn't even know each other.
That's correct. Yeah,
but that also raises the question: are there more that came out of that, fort that have the same crooked mindset?
Right.
Is there something wrong from the inside?
And where did the guy in New Orleans get radicalized? When did he get radicalized to be basically a jihadist, to go out here and hurt the people, his own folks in, U.S. citizens, Americans? When did he get radicalized? And of course, the federal government's looking into that. I believe the FBI is looking into that more, and dumping computers and phones and notes and here and there, and that's the New Orleans guy. Now, I believe there was a note or something or a message left by the Vegas guy. Do you remember anything that said?
He proclaimed, according to this note, they haven't released all the information and the contents of that note,
right?
But they did release parts of it that that his wasn't a terrorist act, that this is a wake-up call to his fellow veterans and service members, that there's some sort of corruption going on, that there's bigger hands at play that are
right
out for their own fortune and
right
only looking out for themselves.
And so the Vegas guy pulls into Trump Tower in a Cybertruck, which I'm now learning are bulletproof.
Yeah.
So basically nothing's getting in and nothing's getting out. I'm wondering if this guy knew that, like a bomb, when you think of a bomb, the more it's compressed, the more pressure behind it, the more damage it's going to make, or the bigger hole in the ground, I guess, that it would make. It's just like a cartridge, a firearm casing or shell. That works on combustion inside that shell to propel the projectile to its target. So, in those situations, did he research that, know that, and think, well, if I set these fireworks and things off inside this bulletproof Cybertruck, is it going to act as a combustion chamber for a mighty explosion? But it didn't work that way, did it?
No, it didn't. And that's also kind of the strange thing, that, he had gasoline canisters in the bed of the truck and fireworks. It wasn't just a premeditated thing like with New Orleans, where he actually had these explosives. It was just whatever he could find that he knew was flammable. And
right.
Boom. And just kind of
and I know that other so-called people that are trying to inflict terror, I know a lot of, some of them have used fireworks and black powder and things in the past. I think the Boston bombers used, pressure cookers and black powder and fireworks and things like that. So this is not the first time that this has been used, but it's a much more undetectable way if you've got, grenades and bombs and this and that,
that's going to raise
people. People's going to pay attention to that versus, a crate full of fireworks or sparklers or, so in our conspiracy theory, maybe that was the reason that he did that. Maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah.
But the Cybertruck, basically, from what I saw on the news channels, was the Cybertruck looked like a taco. Both sides were up and holding, and basically the middle of it was gone. The bed of it was kind of open. Kind of made it a neat Cybertruck convertible.
Yeah, and if you all haven't seen that, if you've been living under a rock, I'll throw up some pictures of that Cybertruck. So you know what we're talking about.
So it basically just caught fire. I don't think. I mean, it said an explosion when I got the alert text. I don't know if it actually exploded or if it just caught fire.
You can see some of the fireworks going on.
So I actually saw some go out and but as far as a big explosion all at once with fuel and fireworks and all that, I did not see that. Did you?
No, it just kind of was all over the place.
Right. And the driver evidently did not. Yeah, he didn't wait for the fireworks and stuff to go off.
Correct. He from what the forensics are showing currently, he took his own life prior to this explosion.
So he just basically drove up underneath the canopy of Trump. Was it a hotel? Trump Hotel?
Yeah, Trump Tower Hotel, I believe.
Trump Hotel. And hit something, timer, fuse, something, and ended up offing himself. And then this went off and began the fire. And I don't know if there was any damage to the...
at least to the front doors, no. Because everything was contained and then it blew.
Right. To the hotel. Because of the Cybertruck being the way it is, it went up, not out. So maybe some of the canopy at Trump Hotel got damaged. I don't know. Maybe there's just literally some soot on the top that they're going to have to scrub off and it'd all be good. I mean,
on the note of conspiracies, a lot of people when this first happened thought that this was some sort of political statement because Elon Musk, the owner of Tesla, the inventor of all that, he backs Donald Trump, and they're hand in hand. They get along very well. So for that Tesla Cybertruck to be in front of Trump Tower, and for that to happen, there was lots of people thinking this is some sort of political statement before his inauguration.
Well, and the letter said "wake up call," did it not? It said "wake up call." This is not a terrorist attack. This is not anything but a wake up call that we have corrupt, government, things like that, and I just don't know why he felt that he needed to, number one, drive a vehicle up underneath a tower, hotel, and put other people's lives at danger. Off himself, then ignited it before, whether it was a timer, fuse, or whatever. That'll be later determined. But
that also leads to the question, though. Maybe he did know the specs of a Cybertruck, and his intention wasn't to cause harm.
Right.
We don't know because he's not here to. He's not here to ask those questions.
Right.
But.
And a terrorist is to. The meaning of a terrorist is terror. That's the root word of a terrorist. So to inflict terror. So I believe he inflicted terror. He may say he's not a terrorist.
Yeah.
But, there's domestic terrorists, there's international terrorists. So when you're trying to hurt people, or there is a high potential that you're going to hurt a mass amount, a high number of people, I believe that would classify you as that. So, he sure was not saying, okay, I'm just going to hurt myself and burn my car down. He actually pulled it up to a place where it would have been very difficult for people to have got out of this, hotel. I mean, you got stairwells and things like that, but you've intentionally come up to a place where you don't care if it inflicts harm. Maybe you're not intending it, but you've parked here and, canopy catches on fire, hotel catches on fire. You've not prevented it. So, that to me, he's a dirtbag. I mean, I just plain Jane, the truth.
And I mean, prior to this heinous act, we would be very thankful for his service and
absolutely
his country. And it's a shame that, someone that has such a great resume, so to speak, kind of.
Well, let me put it this way. He may not be a dirtbag, but it was a dirtbag move.
Yeah.
It was a dirtbag move.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe had some mental health issues. I don't know. But I want to be careful not to wrap terror under mental health issues.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have to have some issue with mental health to even do anything like this.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, well, at all.
Mm-hmm.
To even take your life like the guy in Vegas did, you've got to have some mental health issues going on.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying that we don't all have mental health issues or could have mental health issues, go in crisis at any point in time, just depending on how our life goes. So, yeah, I'm not taking away from their mental health. They may have been going through crisis or something like that, but that still does not say it's okay or Band-Aid that they killed.
Right.
The guy in New Orleans killed 14 people, I believe, and there's countless others in the hospital that may or may not make it. Good Lord be with them. They're in our prayers.
Yeah, and on the note of mental health, I mean, that could, for both of those instances, for them being in the military, they could have had some mental health issues going on. So if you experience any of, that kind of thing, be sure to, seek professional medical help.
Absolutely. Do not wait.
You're not alone, and the doctors know what they're doing. They can help you
right.
for sure. So
yeah, if you need help, call 911, call your local mental health facilities during business hours, or most of them even have a walk-in clinic or a hotline that you can go to. So if you're, PTSD is truly, it's real.
Yeah.
And we don't want to lighten that and its effects at all, but it still does not give you an excuse to go out here and commit these heinous crimes.
Correct. Circling back to the New Orleans individual, he actually, so his was confirmed that he had cahoots with, ISIS. He had the ISIS flag in the truck. I believe it was either the tailgate or the back of the truck. And after these heinous acts were completed, everyone doing their research, he had videos of him vowing his allegiance to the Islamic State. So he was actually putting out on social media, his allegiance to these radical groups, and putting that out there for everybody to see.
Yeah, so he was not saying, he was more intentional on hurting people, hurting other people.
Yeah.
I can't, like I said, the guy in Vegas is not here, so we can't, he can't be questioned about it, what his true intentions were. We'll just get the evidence and some different things here and there as they investigate. But, when you tie to a terrorist organization and you go jihad and you go full out in support of them, you want to hurt people. So that's where he was at. That's where his head was at.
Right.
He not only drove down Bourbon Street, hitting people, killing people, injuring people, but as soon as his vehicle was stopped for whatever reason, he got out and began shooting.
Yeah.
He shot 2 police officers, which our prayers are with those guys and gals. That whole department, the many departments and things that responded. But, he didn't just go to drive over people and kill them or hurt them. He had, I believe, a Glock and maybe an AK, a 223 kind of rifle. And by the way, those are not assault rifles. Yeah, they might have high capacity magazines, but just because it looks like a machine gun, it's not fully automatic, it's semi-auto. And what that means for those that don't know is every time you have to pull the trigger. So that is a semi-auto. It works just like a 22 rifle would. It works just like a 308 would that I'd go deer hunting in the woods with. So yeah, it may be black plastic, but that doesn't make it any more of a machine gun than anything else. So I just,
warfare
weapon. This is not a warfare weapon. Now, yeah, it can be home defense. It can, it can kill people if used in the right manner, but this is not an assault weapon. I don't like it when people say an assault type weapon. Well, I can assault you with any weapon that, whether it be a firearm, a slingshot. I mean, look at David and Goliath. He knocked out Goliath in the Bible, and I believe took Goliath's life with his own sword. But I can assault you with any weapon that they make. I can assault you with my hands. That's not my hands doing that.
Or
That's
this microphone.
me. Yeah, that's me doing it. Yeah, I can do it with the microphone. But just wanted to clarify that just because he had some guns, they're not assault guns. They're just firearms. They're normal firearms anybody in America can own, and
it's more it's a tool. It just depends on
it's just a tool. It's a vessel. Yeah. So he chose to use that. It's just like the truck was a vessel for him to run over, these innocent folks. The guns were the same way. It was just a weapon of destruction that he, his mind made the truck and the firearms work, his physical body.
Yeah, and also the New Orleans individual, he also took some trips. I don't know if they were multiple trips or it was just a one-time deal, but to Canada and Egypt. So that was and that wasn't like tied to any like military, type operation. That was just on his own accord. So that also raises an eyebrow as far as, what was he doing in Egypt? Did that have anything to do with his conversion, or was he always that way?
Or did he go sightseeing? I mean, did he want to see the pyramids? Did he want to go to Canada to see ice hockey? Go Canada. Watch Calgary.
Maple syrup and hockey.
Yeah, that's it. Talk a little French, but we don't know what those intentions were, but I'm sure we'll learn that here before long as the federal government. Yeah, we just want to get what ifs and hey, it could have been, it might not have been. We just want to get your mind spinning. I hope that we've done that. That's what we're trying to do. So, do they use the Turo app because it's easy to rent a car?
I've not looked too much into that
I haven't
myself,
either.
But I don't know. I know there's some apps that people can actually like rent out their own vehicle.
Right.
That's like some side income. So I don't know if it was.
I'll have to look up. I'll have to look into Turo a little bit more. I'm getting ready to take a trip here in another few months, and might need to rent a car. And it may just be a hub where you can rent a car. It may be like hotels.com or booking.com or flights and hotels or whatever. It may be just that hub that kind of brings them all together. So
once we got some information on the Turo app, I'll throw it up there.
Oh yeah,
for you,
absolutely.
Yeah. But I think that's kind of all we've got for today. We are rolling at almost 28 minutes. So
yeah. That was a great episode. That's a really good episode.
This is our first, real episode.
Yeah.
Our prior episode was kind of an introduction. So.
Yeah. Well, that's great. We just want to invite you to like and share and watch and listen. You can listen to this on YouTube going down the road. You don't have to look at our ugly mugs.
How long have I been ugly, Patrick?
As long as I can remember. You poor, ugly thing, you.
But you can put in your AirPods and just go down the road listening to the content of this, and that's what truly is what we're getting at and trying to get your mind to go. So we can be a good 30 minutes worth of your day, and we just appreciate if you would share and like it and just tell your friends and follow us. And I've really enjoyed today.
Yeah. Alongside of that, be sure to comment. We want the community involvement. If there's topics that you've seen that you want us to cover, let us know. Don't be shy.
Yeah.
Or you can email us. I'll link everything in the description. So just scroll down and you can find it.
And like I said in the beginning, we're real guys. We got kids, grandkids, dogs, wives. I mean, you can probably hear our granddaughter in the background. We're just real folks. We're real hillbillies, and it's getting cold where we're at, and so we're going through an Arctic blast here for
On that note, hope you all had a good Happy New Year.
Yeah, absolutely. Hope you had a great
blessings
Christmas.
To you all. Hope you achieve great dreams for.
Yeah. So we just wanted to let you know we're just a couple of country guys, and and we've got life that goes on. We got full-time jobs, so we're just living our life. But we want to get on here, number one, because we think this is fun, and we do this anyway. So why not share it with other folks? And on the other hand, it's a good hobby. It's fun. It's informative, and that's what we want to be. If you have any ideas, like he said, comment. But so I guess we'll say bye for now. And I'm V Dub.
I'm Andy Doug.
And we appreciate you being here. And that's the end of this segment for today.
Y'all come back.
See ya.